What's going on? Back plugged in again. What's your boy the Prophet? Hey, yo, man, it's been a while. It's been a long time coming. Ain't gonna be no excuses, man. I gotta get back popping. You feel me? Get this type of content out because you guys really have been asking for it and you guys have been very patient. So we're getting it popping right now. Starting off, we're gonna be revisiting all of the tier list and a lot of them. So make sure you guys stay tuned. If you guys are interested in tier list content, make sure you turn on the post notifications, show some support, drop a comment, let me know how you guys feel about the list and anything with the presentation. So let's go ahead and get into the video. We're about to get popping. I hope you guys enjoyed the content. Let's get it lit. Drop my shit.
They left a nigga down bad, I had to come up. And hustle from the back down into the sun. I had to switch up, nigga, no, I ain't mad at you. I just had to come up and look at just what that bag could do. I charged into the game, cause I said I won't complain. Ain't been no sunny days, I had to get it out the rain. Look.
Alright, y'all, we back plugged in again. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and get right into it. Before we do so, make sure if you guys are looking for some very drippy clothes, some buttery silky smooth graphic t-shirts, you check my affiliate code down low into the AM. Some very nice clothing and very good price as well. You will save at least 10% off using my discount code below. We're just gonna go ahead and do this. D rank, these characters are pretty much bottoms of the bottoms. A couple of these characters are pretty good links. Notably, this Toshiro is a strong attack damage and strong attack recharge link. Jushiro has a solid NAD link as well. This Zangetsu, normal attack damage and damage reduction. That's our Zangetsu from Senkaimon, so pretty solid in that regard. Yoruichi's a pretty good link as well. Senkaizen's a great link. So that's pretty much what this section is. It's relegated to just going to be decent links, but most of these characters don't have frenzy or SAR or horrible strong attacks. No flurry either. So alright, so we're gonna go ahead with our C tier, starting off with the Heart Uryu. This character does have an incredible third strong attack. It is range collision though. It's one of the only range collision third strong attacks that's even viable. It is one of the better third strong attack damage profiles for stuff like epic raids when it comes to nuking bosses and that sort of thing. This kit, other than that, is pretty lackluster. He does inflict burn, so it's pretty solid. Range collision first, crawling vortex second, frenzy. This Grimjow, his first is it's a different sort of range collision. It's like this forward projectile move and it maxes out after a few hits, so it doesn't have a whole lot of pushback, but the damage is just inconsistent as always with any range collision strong attack. He also does like strong attack recharge. He does have a distant third strong attack that can be charged, so it's going to give him a lot of damage. But yeah, no SAR really hurts this character. This Loopy no affiliation killer, he does have guard break, so when he came out people thought he was going to be good, but his kit is pretty bad. Range collision first and he has a vortex second strong attack. And yeah, pretty much that is that. Alright, taking a look at Cacao Society Ruruka. She does have the 18% range collision first strong attack, 575 second with the full screen third, paralysis on everything. She does have SAR, so she beat out this Ruruka. This Ruruka does have weakening, but her kit is way worse. She has that tri-split range collision first, which is the worst first strong attack in the game. Second is 575 as well, but she doesn't even have a full screen third. So yeah, this Geen, range collision first and crawling vortex second. SAR, nothing really to account for with these characters. Geen, it's weird because he does have Havoc, plunging first strong attack, a beam second strong attack, very narrow. Same with most of these characters. Like I said, nothing too notable. Yeah, we can just kind of move on from here. Alright, so this Byakuya, he's an interesting case, okay? Because he came out, he has devastation, he has 40% damage slash sorted enemies, but he has a shield mechanic, but he has one of the worst first strong attacks in the game, and the fact that his second strong attack comes back every 20 seconds, you have a character that really struggles to clear content. Like, he's literally just going to be barely doing damage to most of the enemies because you're going to be just using his first strong attack repeatedly. So even though he came out later and he should rank a lot higher, this character just got destroyed by his own kit. It's as simple as that. Parasol Notora, he did just get resurrected. He did get a last ditch link, and he has burn on everything, so not too shabby. His strong attacks do just hit a lot of times, but he has that pretty bad first strong attack where it just shoots and it splits into 3. Very, very horrible. He does make up for some of the damage because he has a charge attack with burn on it, and he also does have weakened defense, and now he has Berserker, so it's pretty decent in that regard, but his kit is absolutely fried. Hamadu and Shizuku, these characters did get resurrected. The interesting thing is that they don't have guard break, they do have flurry now, right? So that puts them in a situation where they can swap to range or melee, but that is dependent on if their third strong attack is available, okay? And they do have Soul Reaper Killer, but you have to realize that Heart has these amazing flurry units that can auto like crazy. So at the end of the day, man, you're really not going to want to use these characters. The resurrection link is poison duration. Like, they would have got some like damage reduction, maybe even low stamina damage, maybe even last ditch. You know, I kind of could see a case for it, but unfortunately it is what it is. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I wanted to go ahead and go over this mistake, because in the tier list through most of the video, Lolly was like right here, and that was an absolute mistake. Lolly belongs right here or right here, give or take your how much you value guard break over the increased status element chance and increase damage to, you know, lacerated enemies for this Notora. But in IT, Notora is going to be better. But she is a great character as well. She has a very good kit. She has a beam first strong attack. She has the breath style melee collision to range collision projectile, similar to Safui Retsu, Christmas Noel, except she doesn't have Havoc. So that's pretty much the same type of strong attack. Pretty good. And then her third is actually a 975 distant AoE. One of the best third strong attacks in the game, in my personal opinion. But you do need to, you know, aim it versus just pop it full screen. But it does give you a lot more utility as a player, and also has one of those. She has one of those kits where all her moves keep the enemy in front of her, so you can launch her strong attacks from as far as you want to, knowing that you're going to keep the enemies in front of you, and that's how she groups them the best. She does have burn on everything, no affiliation killer, guard break, 20 bruiser, berserker. Very, very solid character. Kaname Tosen, they kind of dropped the ball on him. He did get resurrected with a slow duration link. He does now have berserker, so that's pretty good. But his first is actually a 1200 with range collision attack with 18% magnification. So back in the day, it served its purpose. And the second is a crawling vortex. Third is a 1080 AoE. So you do have to realize that this guy does have Havoc, 20%, but he does have weakening on everything as well as devastation. So weakening plus devastation is going to make your soul bomb hit very, very hard. So keep that in mind. OG character, but yeah, man, I mean, he can still see some use just because of how he's built. This is the Believe Toshiro. There was a point where this dude was a filler in so many banners. It was ridiculous. He has a full stamina damage link, and he does have a very, very good kit. He has a beam first strong attack, 2.5k link beam, and then the second is a barrier move, 575 around him, and it starts a full screen. So if he has some type of strong attack recharge, I could definitely see him being elevated to a higher tier. But keep in mind that he would still have an elongated cooldown on the second strong attack. And yeah, he has Hollow Killer as well. We are kind of closing in on these type of characters for Resurrection. So after that, we'll definitely revisit this character. This Cacao Society Stark, he did get resurrected. He is a sad SAR link, so one of the best links in the game. And overall, he's okay. I mean, he has like this first where it's like a lunge, then he shoots a range collision projectile afterwards. Then the second is a 575 AoE around him. Then he has a standard third as full screen. So pretty solid character. Tsukishima, he got resurrected as well. This one has the Captain Killer. He does have Havoc, like 10% Havoc. He has the lunging first, and his third is like a 630 AoE in front of him. And his third is 1100 radius, I believe. His resurrected skill was he gets 16 stamina recovery on top of his 20% full stamina damage. He has weakening on his first strong attack and then his soul bomb. So that's pretty much it. He's kind of limited in that regard though. This Izu was resurrected. He did get a fire duration 55 link. So pretty small. She does have Soul Reaper Killer and a Ron Card Killer with weakening on everything. Personally, I wanted this character to get strong attack recharge because he would have been a very solid character. He does have 16 DR, so he definitely does need some type of recharge to make his kit okay. His kit's all right. He has a lunging first, his second is a AoE to beam 2-phase attack, and then his third is 900 AoE. So he definitely is leaving a lot of skills on the table, and as far as his strong attacks go, he's not anything god tier. Right now we're gonna take a look at this Lisa, Spirit Society Lisa. She does come with Havoc, and she is a potion link character, so she will give you boosted mind potions, and her second strong attack is really what holds her back. It's a crawling vortex. She does have team party damage boost to any heart Soul Reaper after afflicting a status ailment. So as long as she's in a team, anybody that afflicts a status ailment, or if an enemy is afflicted by a status ailment, they will take 20% extra damage when she is in the team. So that is definitely a boost. She just have freeze and weaken on her strong attacks and her soul bomb. They kind of switch off. First and soul bomb have freeze as well as her normal attack, and then her second and third have weakening. Pretty cool as far as her design and her stats and skills go. Yeah, even her strong attacks look really good. Just a crawling vortex has never been a super popular, you know, strong attack, you know, except from like the first like year or two of the game. That's because we didn't have anything better. Okay, this Setsuzaimon, he has the crystal link and a coin link, but he also has the god kit. So he has a beam first strong attack, 800 rated second, and a full screen third. He does have Quincy Killer. He also does come equipped with guard break, so that's pretty damn good. And yeah, it's like they kind of made him as sort of a meme crystal character, but he actually can get the job done, especially having guard break and 40 bruiser berserker. Nothing to scoff at, as well as 60 devastation, and he is going to help you farming in pretty much everything except link slots. Taking a look at the Machine Society Mashiro Kuna, she does have 20% strong attack damage as a link, but she has 12% strong attack recharge in her kit, so she is a increased droplet character. She does have Havoc as well as guard break. She has the first strong attack as Bambietta, and then she has the same second as the Safui Retsu and like Christmas Noel. So she has that same strong attack. She has weakening on everything, so her soul bomb is going to hit pretty damn hard with her devastation. She's overall a pretty solid character. The only thing that kind of holds her back is just kind of that first strong attack. It's not super amazing, but it will get the job done. But as you guys see, A rank is a pretty good character. If you have investment in them, they're going to clear the content well. Yeah, this Notor is pretty crazy as far as his stats and skills go. He does have a 10% increased chance to proc lacerate while he has killer, and he has no affiliation killer. So he also has 40% extra damage to lacerate enemies. He does have a beam for a strong attack. So his second strong attack, it's okay. It's one of those ones that hits in 2 phases, and you know, covers like a little distance around him, like 625, and then his third is just a standard full screen. So pretty decent character. I mean, if he had Havoc and if he had, you know, a slightly better second strong attack, this would literally be a god tier character. Like, this would be a god tier character. I would even say if he had a better second strong attack, he would even see himself maybe up to S rank, or at least to the top to this rank for sure. I'm gonna go ahead and take a look at this Retsu. She does have Human Killer, which a while ago held her back. She has 40 Bruiser Berserker, 60 Devastation with guard break, and she does have God Kit. So 2,500 link beam for her first strong attack, 800 radius distant AoE second strong attack, and a full screen third. Pretty good as far as her magnification goes. She does have guard break too, so she's never going to lose any of her damage with her strong attacks or normal attacks due to guard. So very great, pretty much a needed skill for a range character. All right, so I had to correct the list to go ahead and get this Chad in his correct place. This Chad is actually a pretty solid character. Unlike this Retsu, he don't have guard break or anything like that, but he does actually have 40 Berserker, with 40 bruiser, and he does have full stamina damage as well as strong attack recharge. So very, very good character. He's an Iran card killer, so he's going to hit higher than most of the character, pretty much every character on this side of the tier. It's just that he doesn't have any status elements. He don't have any real intangibility. I mean, you definitely could use this character as a, you know, as a character that you're actually using to clear content, and he is a free character that they give us, so keep that in mind. His SP is slightly lower than your average character. Yeah, he's still a very good character. Now we're going to take a look at the Heart Kenpachi. He does have a lunging first strong attack, a beam second strong attack, and a full screen third. So he does have a pretty damn good kit. 40 bruiser berserker, and then when he has the transformation mechanic, he gets even higher magnification on everything he does, and his strong attacks refill twice. So that definitely cuts the need for him having SAR. But if you're in a quest where you don't want to just use your soul bomb just to refill your strong attacks, you know, then it's going to put him at a disadvantage. But he is still a very great character and hits like a tank. Desert Society Rukia, a very, very good character, weakening on everything. She actually has a distant AoE charge third, so that's a double damaging strong attack with weakening. So very, very great. Lunging first and a distant AoE 800 radius second strong attack, which is the best standard second strong attack in the game without Havoc. So very, very great kit. She does have Last Ditch as her link, an extra flash step, as well as a SAR inside of her kit with Berserker. So very, very good, as well as being a potion character. The only thing she lacks is Havoc. That's it. Ugetsu, very good character. He actually has the same exact first and second strong attack as this Rukia. The big difference being his third is just a straight up full screen. And yeah, they both do have weakening on everything. They both have 3 flash steps. He does have double killers, no affiliation, and hollow. And once again, he lacks Berserker and he lacks Havoc. If he had those 2 skills or one of the 2, he's still an amazing character. He still stands up to this day. His strong attacks are going to wipe stuff out, especially if you have Transcendence on him. That's really what you need. This one too, Rukia, she does have all of the bells and whistles as far as stats, skills go. She has a guard break. She has paralysis on everything. So status elements are absolutely huge these days. But her second strong attack is literally one of the worst second strong attacks in the game. I mean, she does have Havoc, lunging first, and then her second is just so bad. Can't really do a lot with that, unfortunately. Guard break does help push her up though. It's crazy that Tag Team Renji is still up here, but you got to realize this character does have Havoc and he does have a charge attack. So he has a double damaging strong attack as well as having double killers. So yeah, man, he's a pretty solid character. His second is like a 725 AoE. It's not like your standard 800 AoE. The fact that he has Havoc just makes it that, you know, it stands up and that it actually does weigh out. He's going to clear faster than some of the characters down here, and he's going to out damage them because of that second strong attack. So that just is what it is. Now we're going to go ahead and take a look at the 1000 blower Mayuri. Between all 3 of these characters, I mean, it's a pretty huge toss up. The only major difference is, I would say Mayuri wins because he has complete status immunity, and that is going to allow him a lot of survivability, as well as him having paralysis on everything. That's going to help him survive as well and keep the team safe. So debilitating status elements are key now, especially with IT being the most difficult game mode. Where he lacks, however, is his third is only 900 AoE. Unlike these 2 characters, this true Bankai Ichigo, he has paralysis and weakening resistance, so he's immune against those 2 ailments, unlike Mayuri, who just has complete status immunity. But he does have a boost second strong attack, which for frenzy characters, I wouldn't say it's as great, simply because you're kind of risking your cooldown. And back in this time, if you had a boost, it was just a 575. You know, you couldn't have like an 800 or anything like that. So he kind of loses some damage with his second strong attack, but he does boost the team, and he does have increased survivability because he can't be weakened or paralyzed. Next, take a look at this Yoruichi. Similar kit, I mean, almost exactly the same kit. Lunging first, and then the second is a 575 AoE run her. Third is a full screen, no Berserker to speak of. and no status elements, but she does have a boost. All right, and this category or this tier is what separates my tier list from a lot of people that do tier lists for this game, because I always separate characters in this tier, and I call this auto slash GQ, which auto slash guild quest. Now in these days we have to have, you know, the 2 assist characters for guild quest, and you generally do want them to be flurry characters, and that's what all these characters are. They're not going to clear standard PvE content as fast, but they might do it more consistent, and their stats and skills go different ways. So I never really feel like it's fair to rank flurry characters with frenzy characters because you're not basing them on the same criteria. With that being said, let's go ahead and look over the auto slash guild quest tier. All right, so starting off we have Yasutaro Sato, aka Chad. He is a very damn good character for guild quest. The thing that makes them good in guild quest and not standard PvE content is the lack of guard break. So you see none of these characters in this tier have guard break, and that alone is going to elevate the character massively. Okay, so he does have 50 bruiser, 40 berserker. He does come equipped with a heal as well as a boost, and he has medic and he has healer. So he's basically going to have the most potent heal in the game, as well as his soul bomb has a revive mechanic. He also has a 10% damage to him. He's a melee attacker, and in guild quest it's 30% damage. So he has an increased 30%, you know, strong attack and normal attack damage just because he's melee. He does have poise as well as a 25% normal attack damage skill. He also has the innate skills of 100% chance to hit dodging soul reapers and weaken resistance, so he can't be weakened. So in certain weeks of guild quest, that is going to be very clutch, as well as soul reaper killer week, because that generally does have weaken. Very great character, and he easily beats Soifon in this tier because he's a booster as well as a healer, and as well as he has a bruiser. Soifon doesn't even have bruiser. What she does have is a transformation boost with the surrounding vortex, and that definitely does give her more crowd control, and that is very good in guild quest. It's going to keep you more safe, but she doesn't have bruiser at all. But the reason that she's above most of these other characters is because she has a boost, and having a boost literally elevates you to another level for a flurry character, because how damage calculations are in guild quest, you need a character to give you a boost, to give you 33% attack, to disregard the very high defense that the enemies have in guild quest. Now this Senkaimon Tatsuki, she does hit a lot harder than Soifon, but the thing about Tatsuki is compared to Soifon, she doesn't have that crowd control on her boost, and trust me, that crowd control means a lot. She does have a 40 bruiser and 50 berserker and poise as well as flurry, so she's going to hit pretty damn hard. She has pretty low attack, but generally in most cases that doesn't even make a difference. And she does have a human killer, which isn't great, but she does now have a week in guild quest where she is pretty much needed as well as a booster. If you have Tatsuki and a high powered strong attack character, you can easily beat human affiliation guild quest week, and that's exactly how I do it. So this character is actually a needed character, and she is one of the best, you know, boosters for her week of guild quest. This Renji is a pretty good character. He's gonna be he's gonna play the role of the support character that doesn't have a boost. He has 40% damage to lacerated enemies, as well as his high bruiser, and he does give soul reapers that are heart 20% normal attack damage. So he does buff the team in that way. 30 bruiser and 40% damage to lacerated enemies. So yeah. And he does have a strong attack recharge link inside of his kit, so that just gives him a little bit of extra flavor and helps his crowd control a little bit more. Taking a look at Arena Nelia, she is a very good character. She is so specific for Arena. She, like, as you see, any character that actually focuses on guild quest, you know, she is below them. She does give Team Heart around cars 20% normal attack damage, and she does have 20 bruiser with lacerate and long stride, poise. But like I said, poise is good for sure, debilitator is good, but most of her skills are for arena. But she is a ranged soul reaper killer, so you know, you are going to need ranged Soul Reaper killers. If you don't have Tokinata or, you know, somebody like that, then she's definitely going to be one of the best options. Now taking a look at the Safui Yamamoto, he's just going to be a good support character for Quincy Sternritter week for Guild Quest. It's as simple as that. He does have weaken and burn on everything. Pretty good bruiser. Well, he has a standard bruiser at 20, but at least he does have a bruiser, so you do have to keep that in mind. He does have poise, so you know he does have those skills that's going to make him effective in Guild Quest. You don't really need guard break or anything like that. He can't be drained and he can't be weakened as well, so that's going to help him as far as survivability goes. Aside from that, damage reduction link is pretty much standard. The rest of his skills are made specifically for PvP. Alright, now we're going to go ahead and take a look at the new Stark that came out. He does have a 20% damage reduction link. He does give Heart around cars 20% strong attack damage, even though he's a flurry character. I don't know if they did that to help him do strong attack damage or to help him support other Heart around cars that are using strong attacks. I mean, that does kind of make sense, but you generally want your buff to buff you, right? But he's going to be chappy most of the time. So he does have a really high bruiser at 60%, but no status element, so that's why his, you know, bruiser so high. Mind Droplet 17, and he does come with Sprinter +2 and Flurry as well as Poise. He's just going to do his job as a melee Nat character. Machine Society Izuru, he does have a damage reduction link, 20 bruiser. Pretty solid character as far as his stats and skills go. Nothing special. He's going to be your basic range flurry character for Hollow week. Unohana Yachiru, she's still going to slice through standard PvE content, and for Captain Killer week, she's definitely one of the best characters because of how her heal works and just how quick her strong attacks are, as well as her nat string. So she's going to work well for those weeks of Guild Quest. No bruiser, of course. Same with this Yami, no bruiser, flurry. They'll have poise and damage reduction, and that is pretty much the auto/GQ tier. These characters just press button, auto, clear content. Whether you're a newer account, intermediate, or OG account, these characters are just going to clear standard content, and they're who you're going to want as your support characters for Guild Quest. Alright, now we're in some of the best heart characters in the entire game. We're in our S tier. So starting off with the S tier, and keep in mind that Guild Quest, standard PvE content, so clearing speed, and then epic raids, is pretty much how stuff is ranked. I used to not weight Guild Quest as much, but it's such a huge and popular part of the game as far as how great characters are. And now nuking, you know, how strong your soul bomb is such a huge thing in this game as far as ranking characters and putting them where they belong in tier list. So this character, Kent Furuwa Shuhei, he does have one of the strongest nukes in the game. He has the debuff skill on his soul bomb. Unfortunately, it does only work through one wave of enemies. So in Guild Quest, you're going to have to like really plan that, or just save it for the last wave. Which is unfortunate because with the good bomb, you generally want to bomb through waves. So it does kind of lose some of its tactical utility in that regard because it takes control out of the player's hands. But he does still have a very hard hitting soul bomb, as well as him having havoc. His second strong attack is a 750 distant AoE. It's unfortunately a two-phase strong attack, and it does lock him in place while he's doing it. So in things like epic raids, that's going to be unoptimal. Overall, man, his first strong attack is a lunge. Third is very good. He does have havoc and weakening on everything. So I would say he's a god tier character aside from his second strong attack. If he just had a better second strong attack, whether it have been a beam or a 800 or a distant AoE 960, he would have been an absolute god tier character. Taking a look at Senju Maru, she is a character that kind of falls under the radar until Inheritance Trial came out, in which having the skill, which is 10% increase of status element chance while you have Killer, that is, I think, the best skill in the game, second to the, status summon chance as long as you have attribute, which we'll talk about a character that has that, but there's only 2 of them in the game right now. But the Sinjamaru, when she has attribute and killer, she's going to proc status elements like crazy. Okay, lacerate, she does have the shield mechanic, so that does mean that her second strong attack is on a 20-second cooldown when you have max recharge links, so that is a bit unfortunate. She does have a way better first strong attack than Shuhei, but Shuhei can use his second strong attack way more than she can. So, and his bomb is significantly better and weakening over lacerate pretty much any day. So, aside from her being specifically better in IT, he's better in Guild Quest. So that pretty much just is what it is. But they're both still S tier characters. Now we're gonna go ahead and talk about our boy Chojuro Sasakibe. He came out at a point where they weren't giving out the increased status element chance skill. They're giving increased damage once you inflict the status element. So he does have 20% extra damage once he paralyzes an enemy. He does have absolute God Kit. That's a 3k length beam, 960 distant AoE second strong attack, and a full screen third with process on everything. He does have a captain killer. He just lacks damage and any sort of survivability. Now we're going to talk about this on Getsu. This man has an amazing kit actually. He has a lunging first strong attack and distant 800 second strong attack, and then a full screen third. However, he doesn't have Havoc or Guard Break, but he does have double sprinter. He has 20% damage to weakened enemies, as well as 20% passing strong attack damage to any hard Soul Reaper. So he by itself has 40% Berserker with the skill that he passes. When he procs weaken, that's an additional 20% extra damage. So that is for his Soul Bomb and all that stuff as well. So he is a very, very good character. Anytime you have weakening with Debilitator, and especially now that you can give a character weakened defense, this character's Soul Bomb is going to dumpster. Like, it is going to absolutely hit like a truck. And yeah, man, he has a very great kit. The only thing he's missing really is Havoc. I mean, aside that, this would be a god tier character 100% for sure. Now taking a look at Thousand Blower in the now, she does have a 20% Berserker with a boost plus a shield move. So, that kind of is her saving grace. She does have an Espada Killer, paralysis on everything except her second strong attack. She does have a 3k link beam first strong attack, as well as a full screen third being 1200 radius, and her second is of course a barrier move around her with a boost as well. Enhancer, Debilitator, 20 Bruiser, Berserker, paralysis on everything. Her stats and skills are pretty basic, but she does her job very, very well. Basically one of the best boosters for a Espada week in Guild Quest, aside from the fact that her damage output isn't going to be as high as a Flurry character that's your booster, but she can still get the job done. All right, I want to talk about movie One Ichigo. I feel like a lot of people sleep on this character. He did get resurrected. He does have Havoc. His third is 1080 radius. He has a double lunge kit. He has a 630 AoE second strong attack around him for the lunge. Then he has a 540 lunge first strong attack. So he has a double lunge kit. He has a 14 SAR with a 16% full stamina damage link, as well as having a 20 Berserker. So he does hit pretty hard. I mean, as far as it comes to characters, he doesn't have a status element, but his only issues were that he didn't have devastation. And at the time before he got resurrected, he didn't have Berserker, and they actually gave him an additional 20% with the Berserker with the 16% full stamina damage. So they definitely helped his magnifications out quite significantly, and this is an S tier character for sure. I'm going to talk about the swimsuit Apache. She actually is pretty hard. She does have weakened defense on her special with 60% devastation, and yeah, she has the 12k by 12k linked beam for her first strong attack, and then she had the distant 960 with the full screen third being 1200 radius. She does have a Espada Killer and 40 Bruiser Berserker with, like I said, the 60 devastation. Her Soul Bomb does also have a heal on it, so keep that in mind. She was the best Espada Killer for that week of Guild Quest before Mamoruki came out. Now we also have Camp Fairy and War Mayuri, but she is still one of the better characters for Espada week in Guild Quest, especially because they're Soul Bomb. All right, now we're gonna move into our final tier, the most elite tier, the god tier. Let's go ahead and start with the best character, and probably still the best character in the game up until 7th anniversary drops. So we do have the 6th anniversary Aizen, Galaxy Aizen. This character is one of a kind right now. He has Weaken and Drain on top of the 960 distant AoE to homing vortex. That is a double damaging strong attack, one of only 3 or 4 in this entire game, okay? And he also has the best first strong attack in the entire game, 3k length beam, and then he has a standard full square length third. He has a frenzy +2 full stamina damage, and hidden enemy chance 100% with sharpshooter. So this guy is an absolute tank. Of course, he has debilitator, we all know that. Dodge Soul Reaper damage 50%, and he has paralysis duration, so he can never be paralyzed. Still one of the best in the game. All right, now we're gonna go ahead and talk about the Safui Yoruichi. If we didn't have 6th anniversary Aizen, she would be the best heart character in the game. I mean, she's fighting for one of the best spots in the entire game. I mean, she has the element reversal, 40 berserker, she has full stamina damage, she has increased element chance as long as she's fighting mind enemies. That is the single-handed best skill in the game, as well as status element spiritual pressure boost plus 80%, and that is the single best damage multiplier in the game. So she also has havoc, she has weakening on everything. So her soul bomb, once again, just like 6th anniversary Aizen, 40% devastation plus weakening, is going to hit for insane amounts of damage, as well as she can never be afflicted by a status element, okay? But any element afflicted by enemy, she 100% cannot be afflicted by that, and in some cases that is better than complete status immunity because you're shifting the status element to the enemy. She also does have team stamina recovery 20% in between quests, also with Marauder and Sprinter +1, but she has 3 innate flash steps, giving her 4 flash steps, making her one of the fastest characters in the game. Every other Yoruichi and Soifon are always going to be in the highest tier when it comes to speed. She has this first strong attack, which she's the first one to get this version of it. It is a legit 750 distant AoE strong attack in front of her. It hits in one wave. It's essentially an 800 distant AoE for a first strong attack rather than a second strong attack. And then her second is actually a lunge. So can you imagine when a character has this 750 distant AoE with like a 960 distant homing? That'd be freaking crazy. Nini does, however, have the best first strong attack in the game, being a beam, so a 3k length beam, because she does have havoc. Her second, however, does hold her back. Nini is an amazing character though. Do not sleep on this girl. She does have a mind attribute, status element chance if she has a killer. So she has no affiliation and Soul Reaper killer. So she has 2 killers, so twice the chance to inflict those status elements. 10% extra chance when she does have the status element, but more often she will have killer, right? She also is a super link slot potion character. She has frenzy +2, hidden enemy skill, havoc, devastation +60 with that weakening. The only thing that holds her back is her second strong attack, in my personal opinion. I don't really think it, holds her back, but it's her least it's her worst strong attack, right? Don't forget the fact that she also does have sprinter +2 as well as guard break, and she has a chance to inflict weakening every 5 seconds at 12%. She's absolutely insane, okay? One of the best potion characters in the game. Like, she is very, very good to farm with. Their heart is absolutely stacked right now, okay? So yeah, man, just getting out of our top 3 SP characters, these are definitively the best characters for heart. All right, now we're looking at the #1 heart auto character in the entire game. It is the 1000 blower Masaki. She does have no affiliation killer with a barrier and a boost, which is absolutely incredible. She has very good strong attacks. Her first one is range collision, but her boost move is an 800 AoE distant strong attack. She has 60 bruiser, which is absolutely crazy, on top of her having 20% normal attack damage. So when she has killer, she is going to hit insanely hard, even without killer. That's why her damage numbers are so high. And she also has hidden enemy chance 100%, just to give her the extra layer and say, hey, I don't need killer, because even if they're underground Soul Reapers or Rankar, she can still effectively take them out. So very, very important skill for her to have, as well as having poise, so she can never be frozen. God tier character, up until we got Safui Jushiro, she was a cut above every single flurry character ever released. Our next person on the god tier is Shinji. And let me tell you, this Shinji is absolutely insane. He had the single best boost in the game because he got the new skill called Booster. So that's basically a 10% increase in how much he boosts your damage, right? So he gets 43% defense, focus, and attack boost. He does have the best boost in the game. He has killer effect times 30, times 50 in guild quest, which is going to be insane. Long reach 20%, which is going to give him a massive advantage over any melee style flurry character, as well as getting additional 30% extra damage in guild quest. So 80% damage when he has killer in guild quest, on top of him having a bruiser at 60%, on top of boosting his own attack and focus by 43%. This dude is busted nuts. On top of that, 20% normal attack damage. So, and Marauders, even when it says range resisted, he can still boost for your team if he's your best booster by far. He cannot be poisoned either. This Shinji can't hold a candle to Masaki when it comes to autoing, co-op, or any type of difficult content. Ranged is always better than melee, okay? When it comes to flurry, that's just what it is, right? I will say that this Shinji, his overall damage output puts him over Tokinada. Now, Tokinada is over some of these other characters that hit harder than him because he has that boost, right? And having a boost is going to make you invaluable to your team. Having a boost is one of the most valuable things for PvP and guild quest, you know what I'm saying? So it is a very important skill to have, as well as having enhancer, of course. He does have weakening on the soul bomb, which is kind of a caveat because he's going to be mostly an auto unit with that transformation mechanic. But he does have a 20 bruiser, as well as enhancer with guard break, and he cannot be paralyzed. He does have a 50% berserker on top of that. The main reason why Tokinada is going to be over someone like Gin is because Gin doesn't boost the team. So for guild quests and normal activities, epic raids, having a booster just boosts your damage up to another profile. And even if a character has more single target damage, Tokinada boosting his team is going to help more than just raw damage. Now we're going to talk about Momo Hinamori, the arena version. People can meme on her because she's a Momo, but she has absolute god kit. She has a beam first, strong attack, a distant AoE 960, and a full screen third. She also has a barrier and a heal, which is absolutely crazy, okay? The only down part about her is that she only has full stamina damage boost 20% as a damage boost, but that does multiply her normal attacks, strong attacks, and her soul bomb. But she doesn't have berserker, unfortunately. That's the only reason why I don't have her right behind someone like Nini, but she does have multi-barrier and poise, okay? So she is a very good unit, all right? Don't sleep on her. She don't have the highest damage profile, but multi-barrier plus heal, she's going to basically make your teammates zombies. Like, it's going to be so hard to take damage. She does have an Arankar killer burn on pretty much everything except per second, so she's even very good in IT. She can carry, she can support the team, she's good in epic raid, she's going to be good in guild quest for those ranged Arankar week. This Momo is a god tier character, make no mistake about it. Fierce Battle Gin, he is a ranged flurry character, absolutely crazy character. He hits way harder than Tokinada, and he does have poison on everything with the chance to insta kill in the soul bomb. So he does have 20% normal attack damage with a 20% bruiser, and he also has killer effect times 50 in guild quests and times 30 in standard content. And then he does have range damage 10% but 30% in guild quests. With poise, he's a ranged attacker, so that's always going to be really good for your flurry units. He has Captain Killer, so he is the best flurry unit for Captain Killer week. He has a very good kit. He has a beam with melee collision, the Brett style suction to range collision, strong attack with the full screen third. Very good, man. Poison on everything. He's going to really get it done when it comes to autoing standard PvE content or even co-op content. Right, now we're going to talk about the Fierce Battle Fendor. He is a ranged flurry character, and he does have slow on everything, so he does have a debilitating status element. He does have flurry plus guard break and poise, so he's going to have everything you need. 20 damage reduction with 20 bruiser and 30 berserker. So pretty good as far as his magnifications. You know, he's not lacking bruiser, but you know, it's not anything crazy. But he does have a status element and stuff like IT. You definitely do want to proc status elements to debuff the enemies. He also does have a 100% chance to hit dodging hollows. He has a 12% chance to inflict slow every 5 seconds. And he also is completely immune to freeze, so he can never be frozen. This is a pretty solid character, and he is a premium unit. Definitely bringing value to our BPS ticket. All right, now we're going to talk about our final character in God tier. This is the Can't Fear Your Own World version of Grimmjow. He is still one of the fastest autoers in the game, okay? As far as autoing standard PvE content, he has a double lunge kit, and he's never going to stop moving forward. His normal attack string has a pretty damn good range, on top of him having a Soul Reaper killer, 20% damage reduction, 40 bruiser, and he has a 100% chance to hit hidden enemies, on top of having poise. So he has everything that you need to auto. The only thing is he doesn't inflict any status elements. He is still one of the fastest autoers in the game, top 5. So make sure you put that into account. And that's pretty much been the tier list. I will make sure to keep up the consistency with these type of videos as well as top 10s. Please make sure you guys show some support to get everything on the algorithm back pumping. And I promise you guys I got more amazing Bleach content on the way. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Till next time, Prop Nation. Do love y'all. I'm out.